Welcome to Boost. A spa resort gives new meaning to the term bubble bath, while a Chinese clinic searches for the secret to eternal life. We let it all hang out in the gym and seek out a luxury retreat in Saudi Arabia. But first, doctors and dietitians who met in London recently to examine the benefits of eating plenty of vegetables and fruit were in agreement on the protective effect of such a diet.
People who have a plant-rich lifestyle and diet, the likelihood of having heart disease and cancer is about 40% less than the general population. So there's clearly some benefit of that.
Researchers are trying to understand more clearly what it is about plants that makes them so vital for us. But finding the active ingredients is proving difficult.
Been lots of interest in, for instance, these so-called antioxidants, and everyone thought they were the magic ingredient. They were the compounds that were going to be particularly effective. That's not turning out exactly as a lot of people thought it was, but there's a realisation that perhaps we will be able to at least have enriched foods, functional foods that have got a greater amount of some of those substances that would then be the most beneficial to us.
This research has also stimulated a burgeoning market in food supplements. But some doctors are worried about a drive towards finding a pill to substitute for good diet.
We'll take the responsibility away from society to make sure people get enough plants to say, if you take this pill, we'll sort it out for you and there won't be a problem. And I think that strategy is very dangerous because I think at the moment we don't know what should go in that pill. We don't know whether the things that might go into that pill work differently in isolation from the natural context within which they're found. And we don't know how that pill would work in relation to what else people eat and how they work.
The consensus is that there is no substitute for eating a wide variety of vegetables and fruit if you want to stay healthy and lessen your chances of getting cancer or heart disease. Cuba's 120 Years Club claims one of its members as the world's oldest man at 119. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I eat. When there's rice, I eat rice. When there isn't any, I eat sweet potato. Or anything like okra and melanja, whatever there is. But officials question his claims that he's even older. We're sure he's around 119 years old, or a bit less. That still makes him the world's oldest living man at present. According to authenticated records, the world's oldest living man is a 113-year-old Puerto Rican. A dozen Cubans over the age of 100 regularly attend meetings of the club, which aims to extend longevity in Cuba through healthier diets, moderate exercise, and plenty of motivation. Cuba has a life expectancy of 77 years, the highest among developing nations and 24th in the world. Cuba's communist government points to its free public health system as the main reason Cubans live longer, and the target is to raise life expectancy to 80. Cuba is the only country that has all the conditions people need to live to 120 years. Club geriatrics expert Enrique Vega said a good genetic mix and Cubans' cheerful outlook contributed to their longevity. Cubans still smoke excessively, exercise too little, and hardly eat vegetables and fish, so there is room for improvement. The 120 Years Club is an initiative of President Fidel Castro, who wants to see his beloved Cubans living to a ripe old age. The Middle Eastern nightclub in Cambridge, Massachusetts, is used to seeing its clientele thrashing about in front of the stage, but on Monday nights, the energetic dancing amongst the beer taps and ashtrays is of an entirely different nature. This is punk aerobics. It was founded by Maura Jasper and Hilkin Mancini, both of whom have a serious aversion to gyms and a deep-seated fear of Lionel Richie.
It's kind of like a joke that got really out of control, and we used to talk about it all the time, like, oh, wouldn't it be great if we did this punk rock aerobics class, but we didn't exercise, so it was just a joke, something you talked about at 3 o'clock in the morning after you'd been pogoing with 6 beers under your belt, and
It was a great idea. In theory, it was something that, oh, wouldn't it be great If there was an exercise that played this music, we'd be playing Singles and Eater and the Wipers and the Ramones and saying, oh, I would totally go and exercise if music like this was played.
And so 3 decades after punk's heyday, punk rock aerobics was born. It's less the Sex Pistols' Never Mind the Bollocks and more Better Watch the Buttocks. Participants are put through the paces of energetic dances like skanking, moshing and pogoing. They replace jumping jacks and push-ups with exercises entitled Head Kicked In and Puss-Ups.
Some of those things are obviously derived from punk shows, you know?
Yeah, like pogoing and skanking and mosh. Those are moves from punk shows.
Yeah, back in
The day.
The one thing participants have in common is their loathing of so-called gym bunnies, the impossibly fit, lycra-clad creatures to be found posing in America's swanky gyms. At punk rock aerobics, there's no inhibitions.
Everybody who comes really enjoys doing the moves, and we don't have mirrors, so nobody's self-conscious, and we can act like complete fools.
It's just fun. You aren't as self-conscious in class like this. I mean, doesn't really matter if you don't get the moves right off the bat.
You're working your body, but you're not like focused on your body. Like you're not, I have to look hot. Look at my bulging muscles or anything.
He may be the only man in the class, but T.D. Siddell feels more comfortable moshing in the basement of a nightclub than he ever would pumping iron. And besides, this class uses bricks instead of hand weights. But has what started as anarchy simply morphed into the very thing they despise so much in the first place?
I feel like we're not teaching aerobics at a gym, and we're not trying to sell some sort of weight loss regime. It's more about having a good time.
But have we become that bogus monster that we were so opposed to in the beginning?
Well, we don't diet. I still smoke and drink.
Well, a girl's got to have some standards. And proving it's a fine line between choreography and chaos, punk aerobics could be making its way to a nightclub near you. Coming up, the secret to eternal life. Situated in the West City district of Beijing, the Baiyungyuan Temple is the chief temple of the Quanzheng Taoist sect, and it's the largest and only one of its kind to be open to the public. The rich cultural history of Baiyungyuan, which dates all the way back to the 12th century, forms the backdrop to a brand new medical venture. The priests of what translates as the White Cloud Temple have lived up to their credo by setting up the city's first Taoist clinic, which also happens to be the largest in the country. The clinic has 3 departments: internal medicine, dermatology and acupuncture. The staff is made up of 3 medically licensed Taoist priests and 10 herbalists from a traditional medicine hospital. At the clinic, a Taoist doctor applies needles to adjust energy channels, while moxibustion warms up acupuncture points and stimulates the flow of blood and energy. While Taoism is a religious belief, it is also very practical in terms of health benefits. It emphasizes daily health and harmony with nature. The Baiyungyuan Temple is the best temple in the Taoist world here. I believe that Taoist monks all have some special skills. Taoism is a comprehensive religion which covers a wide range of concepts, including medicine. Taoist medicine is the product of the mutual assimilation of science and religion, and is mainly preoccupied with extending our natural lifespan. It tries to solve the problems of life and death, and has formed its unique system by absorbing from traditional medicine while maintaining its Taoist characteristics. In fact, many believe that it was Taoist doctors that laid the foundation for modern pharmaceutics, through their large accumulation of effective prescriptions of traditional Chinese medicine. A Taoist medical scientist of the Jin dynasty is also believed to have written the earliest existent specialist book on trauma surgery, which went on to have a major influence on the development of Chinese surgery. The clinic's services are absolutely free of charge on the 1st and 15th day of each lunar month and gives discounts to the economically challenged, migrants and laid-off workers. As it is mentioned in many Chinese philosophical theories, medicine and Taoism are rooted in the same source. In our Taoist philosophy, we believe that to learn medical knowledge is as important as practicing asceticism. If you want to be a Taoist monk, you have to learn medicine first. According to an old saying, 9 out of 10 Taoists are doctors. We opened this clinic to serve the people as a charity. This clinic is like a window for Taoism to help people. Historically, Taoism, along with Buddhism and Confucianism, was one of the 3 great religions of China. Taoism currently has about 20 million followers. 74-year-old Harold came to Dr. Eric Braverman's office for his first brain health checkup for a couple of years because he was forgetting things.
Memory wasn't any good when I came here, but now as I understand it, I'm improving.
Using a beam analysis like this one, Dr. Braverman determined Harold was indeed losing some of the speed and strength of neurotransmissions, or electrical activity in his brain.
We can stick a couple electrodes on someone's head and tell the processing speed and their likelihood to when they're going to lose their memory and how much memory they may have lost already compared to their initial memory strength.
Dr. Braverman says as we age, our brain processing slows down. And by the time we reach age 80, half the population has some form of Alzheimer's, and the other half isn't that functional. And the aging population often has additional mental challenges that further hinder brain functioning.
You end up with all these individuals that have slower processing speed, plus anxiety, plus blues, then they can't even utilize their processing speed correctly.
Dr. Braverman put Harold on a treatment program that involved natural supplements, pharmaceuticals, and a healthy lifestyle. He says anything high with a B vitamin can help stave off or even restore memory loss. The follow-up brain scan 2 years later shows Harold has regained some of the functioning he'd lost.
I'm still forgetting. I'm not perfect, but I'm on the trail to having a better memory.
Encouraging evidence that as we age, there may be ways to keep the brain as healthy as the body. It may not be the secret to eternal youth, but one Italian company claims to have found a unique way to make our skin look younger and healthier by developing a revolutionary cream made of truffles. This is skincare at its most luxurious. Truffles are a much sought-after delicacy, especially in French and Italian cuisine. But now in Genoa, northern Italy, they're the flavour of the month in the city's beauty parlours and applied to the faces and bodies of rich Italian women in the pursuit of beauty and eternal youth. Truffle therapy is the latest addition to a collection of gourmet products by the Daphla Skincare Institute. Catania University has tested the lightening properties of the product on melanoma stains, while the Pavia University has proved its efficiency at preventing wrinkles and making skin firmer, demonstrating that it really works, in response to people rightly asking for results and not just consumer marketing. Daphla scientists claim that these truffle products reduce the size of a spot caused by aging, hormones or the sun by 60% within 1 month. Black truffles contain a blend of amino acids that act like Botox, which the scientists claim reduce the appearance of wrinkles. Another popular ingredient in Daphla's products is chocolate. Chocolate contains mineral salts, mainly iron, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, as well as vitamins. The most useful of these are the polyphenols. substances with a strong antioxidant and anti-wrinkle effect. It also contains caffeine and theobromine, which DAFLA scientists say help to energize and stimulate cellular activity. They say that this cream mixed with dark chocolate, anise and cloves has draining properties and targets cellulite. I feel fresh and smelling of chocolate. Certainly, there is an aromatherapy effect. Emotions are evoked as the client smells and feels the fragrance, experiencing an antidepressant effect. As it's known, chocolate has the property to elevate the spirits. And if the smell of the chocolate is too much to resist, you can even tuck into the chocolate cream, as all the ingredients are natural and preservatives are kept to a minimum. Another sought-after ingredient is wine, but not just any old drop. Back at the lab, bottles have been analysed to screen which grape variety is best for draining cellulite. In our company, we concentrated on using Italian wines. Chianti, Moscato, Pinot of Alto Adige. They contain different and interesting cosmetic properties. Grapes are rich in powerful antioxidants with energizing and anti-aging properties. In the red wine, there are more polyphenols and tannins compared to white wine. So using the reds for certain targets, you obtain better results on the anti-wrinkling effect. Of course, such gourmet treatments are not cheap. A single truffle facial costs around $130, while a do-it-yourself skin lightening kit is priced at $55. Bon appetito! Coming up, bubbling in bubbly. Nestled amid the sand dunes of the United Arab Emirates lies one of the world's most luxurious resorts. But this one practices tourism with a conscience. Dubai's Maha Resort is classified as one of the leading small hotels in the world. But its real claim to fame is that it's the only desert conservation sanctuary in this arid Gulf region. Maha, named after the rare Arabian oryx it protects, is a 45-minute drive into the desert outskirts of cosmopolitan Dubai, the bustling trade and tourism hub of the oil-rich United Arab Emirates. Furnishings are a blend between modern comfort and authentic Arab antiques. 4-poster beds and overstuffed sofas jostle for space with brass-studded chests beneath a canvas canopy that looks like a tent. Binoculars, an easel and oils add a luxurious touch. Although the vast and barren desert might conjure up images of hardship, life is very comfortable at Maha, a $16.3 million project owned by Gulf heavyweight Emirates Group. The resort is designed to reflect a Bedouin camp, albeit a very plush one. Rooms go for $1,200 a night, all-inclusive in the high season. Maha caters to a maximum of 66 visitors, and each of the 30 chalets has its own plunge pool and private garden. Established in March 2000, Maha is set within a 25 square kilometre reserve that is home to more than 40 species of flora and fauna, including the oryx that is now extinct in the wild. The desert grounds used to be a camel farm. Now foxholes and rodent homes riddle the sands, while different species of gazelles laze amid the dunes under the winter sun.
Probably the first and foremost is that it uses every single conceivable environmentally friendly system that you can find, from 100% water recycling through to solar energy wherever we can use it, right through to the fact that all the chemicals, detergents, even the guest amenities are 100% biodegradable. We run the systems like that. We are trying to limit our impact on the habitat, and this is really a model for anyone on design and design technique. What also makes it special is the first one that's ever been done in the desert. And from both the guest point of view and from the business point of view, the one thing that makes it special is that the guest visiting here supports our business, and their contribution goes into conservation.
The reserve has reintroduced some species of plants that were destroyed by the camels that were farmed there. They include the scented thornbush and the so-called firebush that has natural built-in pyrotechnics. The oryx, which was released in the desert in 1999, breeds in the reserve, and the numbers have increased so much that Al Maha has established feeding stations for them. Other species that roam free in Al Maha include the shy sandy brown Dorcas gazelle and the skittish Reen gazelle. A low-voltage fence surrounds the reserve to prevent camels, animals that are not indigenous to the area, from straying in, and the protected species from wandering out, ensuring that Al Maha's guests can enjoy a natural habitat while lolling in their own luxurious environment. And while indulging themselves in five-star luxury and the beauty of nature, guests at Al Maha Resort can relax in the knowledge that they are also nurturing the environment. In her pursuit of pleasures and extravagances, Queen Marie Antoinette is said to have been a devotee of champagne baths. Not content with sipping a glass or two while her ladies-in-waiting tended her toilette, she actually had the whole bathtub filled with her favourite vintage tipple. No wonder the peasants were revolting. More than 200 years after Marie Antoinette lost her head, the French Queen's bubbly luxury made a comeback in a hot spring town in Japan, where people wearing Marie Antoinette-style wigs get pampered in a champagne bath. This spa resort came up with the idea of offering a champagne bath during the holiday season to give its customers a taste of the opulence of Versailles. Some just bathe in it quietly, others cannot resist drinking it. Some women also rub the champagne onto their skin, saying it helps their skin become smoother. It smells good and feels good because it's cold. It was tasty. I feel my skin got smoother. I cannot take alcohol that well, so I'm already drunk. The champagne bath is the latest addition to this spa resort, which offers dozens of entertainment baths ranging from a sake bath to a coffee bath. Marie Antoinette loved to bathe in champagne, so we thought we'd let our customers experience the same and get a feeling of what it's like to be Marie Antoinette in a champagne bath. Over the past summer season, the spa added a spicy curry bath to its menu. And for next Valentine's Day, proprietors are preparing to offer lovebirds a very tasty romantic treat. What luxury-loving couple wouldn't want to take a dip in a chocolate bath filled with real edible chocolate cream? And in the words of Marie Antoinette, let them eat cake.